video game show. It's a video game show. It's not a game show about videos. It's a video game show.
Welcome to the GamerCast Network video game show. I'm MC Fragslot, and this is episode 20 for Friday, January 12th, 2007. Let me introduce our panel of experts. This week, when I say your name, say, what was your favorite NES game? Ivan.
Hi. Super Mario Brothers 3.
Bob.
I never owned an NES.
Phil.
I'm with Bob there. My favorite NES ROM, though, is Super Techno Bowl.
Oh yeah, Super Techno Bowl is a classic. Chad.
Gumshoe.
My favorite was Nubunga's Ambition. Our special guest this week from Microsoft, the Xbox Community Manager, Chris Paladino. Chris, welcome back to the show.
Hi, thank you. My favorite game would be Baseball Stars for the NES.
Time for GamerCast Network community news. Check out Uncle Gamer Radio episode number 14 with guest host Deacon Blade 360 from the website unscripted360.com. Also check out Gamertag Radio episode number 81 where Miss Irie goes to Las Vegas for the Computer Electronics Show. Also, the guys at Gamertag have an interview with Guitar Hero 2 maker Red Octane.
Did you say Computer Electronics Show?
I said Consumer Electronics Show, didn't I?
Did you say computer?
We'll edit it. Don't worry.
I'm actually waiting for the Interpret Electronics Show. There's one more bit of controversy surrounding the Rothbard thing.
What? What now? What?
Well,
What?
this time there was a thread over at Xbox.com about this problem with gamer tags on new accounts, and Rothbard had gone over there and posted about his problem. Well, it was a sticky thread, and it was a high-volume sticky thread. And soon after Rothbard posted, someone removed the stickiness.
Ooh.
Oh.
So now the kids are trying to bump the thread to keep it up there, but someone's trying to suppress it.
It's the man
Keeping
his
him down.
Devices.
Chris, who takes care of the Xbox.com forums?
Xbox.com forums?
Yes.
They're moderated by MVPs, and I don't know. I know Major Nelson is involved there.
There we go.
Well, there you go.
Because it did come out because somebody asked him, as soon as Rothbard posted, someone was like, aren't you a moderator from GamerCastNetwork.com? And then, boom, unsticky.
But if it's like a Post-it, I mean, Post-it, the stickiness wears out. You have to
That must have been what happened.
just got to put a new Post-it.
Next topic.
All right, so let's get this out of the way. Chris, yes or no? Is Microsoft buying Capcom?
You only have two choices.
Yeah,
if you want to say yes or no.
If you're going to make me say yes or no, then I'm going to say no. Now, can I put a little asterisk on the end of that?
No.
Go ahead, put your asterisks.
All right, that my asterisk is
Oh yeah, bring
I'm
that
in the
asterisk right
community
over
team.
here, baby.
being in the community team. I don't really, I wouldn't see those types of emails. You know what I mean? But I will say that this rumor has been going around for 3 years or more. Yeah, I would be amazed, surprised, shocked, and everything else if Microsoft was going to buy Capcom.
Would you guffaw?
I would guffaw. I would vocally, audibly guffaw.
There you go. Thank you.
Guffaw!
Next topic.
Consumer Electronics Show held this week in Las Vegas, Nevada, and our very own, I shouldn't say our very own, but our once Chris Paladino was there.
Our once and future Paladino.
So Chris, first off, were you there for the Bill Gates keynote speech?
I was a little bummed. We had 3 of our guys, myself, my boss John, and Major Nelson. We all had our DSs. We all had our Picto chat running. We were hoping for some others to join in and kind of, get the bathroom wall of the CES keynote, but it was just the 3 of us. What? What was that? What was the giggle?
Okay, I figured it out. Bathroom wall graffiti. I got it. Okay.
The CD Tom is not awake today. We were really, really hoping that some people would come in and make some snide remarks and, kind of laugh and joke, but nobody came in, and yes, we did see Bill speak, and Bill pretty much ad-libbed the entire presentation. I like him a lot because he can poke fun at himself, so they had some videos of stuff of him doing the Austin Powers dance with the wig on and stuff. So.
Were there booth babes?
No, the only thing that we did see was we saw the Girls Gone Wild had a van, and they wore their, we're not sure why Girls Gone Wild showed up to CES, but they were
They had a van.
Out in the
party
back.
van.
There's some, I don't know what they were trying to. I think they were trying to sell some sort of DVD or something. Had their little volleyball net, and they CES'd.
And they jiggled.
Next topic.
What did Gates introduce during his keynote that affected the Xbox and Xbox Live?
IPTV was announced. IPTV is basically it's allowing your 360 to be used in conjunction with like a DVR style cable box. By the end of this year, I believe it's going to roll out in select areas where you can go to your cable provider. Hey man, I need a DVR, and they said, you have a 360, and you say yes, and they give you a hard drive with this extra junk on it. You slap that puppy in there, and then you now have the ability to, flip your channels and record your video and stuff.
Well, it seems hot because Steve Jobs just a day later announced Apple was coming out with an IPTV box. And so, I still don't know exactly what IPTV is.
IPTV is TV on demand.
Does it come over your normal cable line, or can I get it over a DSL subscriber line? Or
no, I think it comes over your broadband line.
So I can get like Jaws when I want to watch it, is what you're saying. And it comes over a wire instead of like Netflix.
But I don't like Jaws.
You don't like Jaws? I love Jaws.
Everyone likes Jaws.
I hate the ocean.
I do hate the ocean.
I hate water that's deeper than 3 feet. I got a real thing about it.
I like Lake Erie because I know that nothing in there is going to kill me until like 30 years down the line. Whereas if you swim in the ocean, something could kill you right then and there.
The way I've been explained to it is, instead of your Comcast or your Adelphia DVR box, you're going to get a 360 hard drive with a bunch of software installed in it, and you slap that dude in there, and you're changing channels on your 360, and you record shows directly onto your 360.
Yeah, I was wondering, you mentioned you put a new hard drive on. Well, but what about all the stuff on your current hard drive? Do you have to migrate it over somehow, or your save games and all that stuff?
I would hope so, and I would imagine so, but I don't know. It seems silly not to. Or maybe you swap them out. I mean, that seems kind of like a pain in the butt, but I mean, I know you can. But yeah, I'm so lazy that I play a lot of Xbox Live Arcade games or Gears of War because I don't actually want to get up and change the disc. So if I had to change a whole hard drive out, I would either never watch TV or never play games.
So you're saying that you would rather have your games on Blu-ray so you would never have to change discs?
No. I would love to have a 10 or 20 disc changer or a small gnome that I could hand the disc off. He could run over there and put it in for me.
A small gnome?
Oh, you mean Philippe. Yeah, he's over here.
He would be wonderful.
Philippe the disc-changing gnome.
I think we have a new character.
No, Temple Dog, get on that.
I will change your disc for you.
Next topic.
They did a demo of the way Xbox Live and the PC will integrate with Live. So the demo that they had was somebody was playing Gears of War on their 360, and then somebody else was playing. They wanted to play,
and someone else was playing Gears of War on their PC. I always knew that rumor would be true.
If I can continue here without you just throwing these off the wall things out. Somebody wanted to play Uno cross-platform. So the invite goes across, and they had two people playing, one on the Xbox 360 and one on the Windows Vista Live, and they could play each other, which was really cool. And that's the first time that was actually demoed, and you saw kind of the interface of that.
Okay, do you know if any other games are going to have that kind of cross-platform stuff? Because someone had heard that there was going to be the cross-platform communication, but there was not going to be any cross-platform gaming, whereas you would be segregated into different sections.
It depends. Like, for example, I don't think Halo 2 for Windows Vista will be allowed to play across the platform, but Shadowrun will. I think the majority ongoing will be.
Okay.
It's just that Halo 2 will be before that kind of first push. It's definitely happening. Going forward, what's going to be really cool is it's not going to anymore be dependent on, I'm a console gamer, I'm a PC gamer. It's going to be, what do you have and what are you more comfortable with?
As a Vista user, will I have to buy a gold account?
That's up in the air. It's being talked about and discussed.
I had read somewhere that if you already have, so I have a 360 and a gold account, I won't have to buy another gold account. I can just have mine either on the 360 or on the PC.
Yeah. And again, because this is all up there, I think that's a safe assumption. I don't know the details of it, but to me it makes sense. The whole idea of Live is that you have one kind of gamer tag across all platforms. So if you play Shadowrun on the PC or on the 360, both of those achievements count towards your gamer score.
Next topic.
Did you have a chance to bump into Miss Irie while you were down there?
I did. We had the community blogger area. So
was it the blogger bus?
It's the blogger bus minus the bus.
It was parked next to the Girls Gone Wild van.
The other funny story that I have, this one woman comes in real early in the morning, and she looks like a mom. You're just kind of looking at her, what's going on? So they came in. We had a Gears of War kiosk in the blogger area, just kind of set up to play. So this lady comes in, and she's playing it. Gears of War, it's an M-rated title, so there's some swearing in it. She kind of snickers and goes, oh my gosh. So we kind of look at her. So it turns out that they're the two women from Mommy Cast. who are like,
oh, yeah, I've heard of MommyCast, yeah.
Right.
God.
So we're teasing, ha. They were getting a demo of the parental settings in Windows Vista, but we're just kind of laughing and joking. We had no idea who it was. Ha ha ha! Hey, did you Chainsaw Guy yet? And it's MommyCast, and it was cool because she was like, "No, I saw the M rating, and it was completely cool, and you can lock it down." And we ended up talking to them for a little while, so it was pretty cool. Miss Irie was there, and her fiance, I believe, who is a Windows kind of player.
Of course, women like PC gamers.
They had a Windows Vista games for Windows.
Well, that's because console gaming is like. It's like drinking Miller High Life. It's just fat slobs who laying around on the couch who, if they didn't have console games, they'd be sitting there with their hands down their pants watching Jerry Springer. That's the kind of people that play consoles. Whereas we're PC gamers, we're refined. We actually do things like price-performance ratios when we want to buy our equipment. We're smart and ambitious enough to go out and troubleshoot problems. We like games that are immersive and engaging. That's like the difference between consoles and PC gamers.
EverQuest.
Like Second Life.
Like Second Life. Second Life is not a game, thank you.
It's a griefing platform.
It's a griefing platform. Well, actually, that does make it a game. That's totally different.
Next topic.
Well, I was wondering what you could tell us about Guitar Hero 2 for the 360.
From what I've seen, you guys have probably seen the details that came out with some of the interviews. You know, there's going to be like 10 new tracks. They're going to have downloadable songs forthcoming. They didn't really discuss pricing on the downloadable songs.
It looked like you could download at least all of the songs from Guitar Hero 1.
That would be sweet.
You know, I read that on a blog, so, you know, who knows if it's 100% or not. Yeah.
There were rumors of possible new accessories for Guitar Hero 2, like distortion pedals.
I kind of thought the same thing. I had seen the little hole in the bottom, and I said, hey, you know what? This kind of looks like a regular phone jack, and the wireless wheel is similar input devices. And wouldn't it be really cool if they had like a wah-wah pedal or a distortion pedal or something? I don't know how well that would go over. I don't know the tie-in for people who bought the wheel versus people who bought the Guitar Hero game. But I had an opportunity. I jumped backstage and I talked to Dan from Red Octane for a little while. He said he didn't know anything about it. The guitar plays awesome. It's really, really sturdy. It did have a wire, the one that we played, so I think it's safe to assume that it's going to be a wired guitar.
Now, did you actually play with that one? Because I hear that that guitar is more sturdier than the PlayStation one, the PS2 version.
It's solid. You could take the PS2 guitar and you could grab the head and you could grab the bass, the base of the guitar. So you could grab by down below the strings and up by where the frets are, and you twist, and you could feel the guitar kind of flimsily twist. You could tell it was a plastic kind of toyish peripheral. This one, it took a lot more effort to kind of twist and screw around with it. It felt solid, and it had these kind of Explorer's Z sort of shape rather than the standard guitar shape.
Any chance of Sarcoma going to Guitar Hero?
I would love it if they had a way that I could upload a song and then edit the guitar patterns to that.
Actually, you can do that with the PlayStation 2 version if you have a modded PlayStation 2. A site called ScoreHero.com. You can make your own tabs up, make your own songs up, and have them play on the PlayStation 2.
Next topic.
Can I ask a question on the Castlevania stuff?
Absolutely, you can.
No.
I don't know how much you can actually answer this or how much you know about it, but apparently the Castlevania is going to break the 50 megabyte requirement on Xbox Live Arcade.
Yeah, I had seen that from what because I was talking to Jeremy, one of the guys from Xbox Live Arcade on the marketing team. Yes, Jeremy Irons, and he told me in a very firm British accent. You see, Peon, the Xbox Live Arcade is a platform. Yeah, basically, it's from what I was told, it's not a requirement. It was kind of a very strict recommendation. So they're making a one-time exception.
Well, now it is. Now that Castlevania's gone over, it's a very strict recommendation.
From what I was told, it always was.
Sure.
Well, the
thing was, I had heard that, and then I was wondering, it got me thinking about the whole Lumini, whatever the hell that thing is called.
Luminese.
Because it wasn't one of their issues, was that they were forced into the 50 megabyte limit. They had said that was one of the reasons they needed expansion packs and all those extra...
That one I have no idea.
Okay.
That's because Lumens wasn't as good a game as Castlevania.
Well, yeah.
See, it was only a recommendation.
I believe the major obstacle for Castlevania...
They recommended they make the game better before they break the 50 megabyte limit.
I believe the big problem with Castlevania was the sound. That game is known for its sound, having one of the best soundtracks in games, blah, blah, blah. This is coming from the guy who skips the plot in Gears of War, so I'm like, yeah, whatever.
There's a plot in Gears of War?
I wouldn't know.
Yeah. Neither would I.
Something moves, shoot it, right? when it yells "Stop shooting me," I'm like, "Oh, that's Kim."
That was a good guy.
Next topic.
Crackdown looks crazy fun. Superheroes plus Grand Theft Auto. I was running down the road, and a gang tried to do a drive-by on me. So I flipped over one of their cars. I ripped the door off and then hit some people with it. And I was just like sitting there with a big smile on my face the entire time.
Now that's a game.
Yeah, throwing grenades at people, just watching them blow up. It's a role-playing kind of. As I was running and jumping, I couldn't reach the tops of the ceilings, and I got better firearm skills, and I got stronger and stuff. Really, really cool. Yeah, it drops. I want to say late February.
That's the game that's promoting the Halo 3.
Yeah.
At least they put it in a game like that, not like Barbie Princess Diaries or something.
Viva Pinata.
No, and I hope people don't take the Halo tie-in to mean that Crackdown's a weak game, because it really isn't. And I mean, yes, okay, fine, it sounds biased, but it's my understanding that there will be a co-op demo coming out soon.
Next topic.
Hellgate London looks awesome. All I saw was
Is that an Xbox or a PC game?
It's a PC. I don't know anything about it other than I saw the demo where like a demon is chasing a small girl and her mother through the church, and he's like knocking pews over, and I was just like, all right.
Yeah, Hellgate was made by the guys who made Diablo 2. They left Blizzard.
Bill Roper. Yeah. I saw two screens. There was a couple screens running. One screen had a skill tree a la Diablo 2 where you're picking skills. And I said, okay, demon chasing people through a church, check. Skill tree, that gets 2 checks.
Check, okay.
And then I saw...
All we need is randomly generated items, and game is done.
Right.
Did you hear anything there about, because there was a blow-up about the multiplayer possible subscription model?
Yeah, the rumor was it's going to be pay per month.
Well, the thing is, they're advertising Hellgate as an MMO for online play, like...
Guild Wars was the model they cited.
The Guild Wars is the model they cited. They were mentioning that at first you might have to pay a monthly fee to use the online capabilities. But then later they came out and said, no, nothing's finalized yet. We're not exactly sure what's going to happen. But I was wondering if you saw anything there or heard anything there.
No, I didn't see any of that until I got home, and then I saw that there was kind of a hubbub about the online play and the MMO stylish of it and stuff.
Next topic.
Was Sony there? Were they pimping PlayStation stuff?
My understanding, I didn't get a chance to see their area, but I think that they had a small PS3 showing. The majority of it was just kind of showing the Sony technology.
She gone over there and had you tipped over like one of their booths or something.
People went over there.
Yeah, see? Want you guys to clear out, you see?
There's only room in this town for one of us, see? Yeah.
Kicking over kiosks.
Yeah, talk like this, see? Yeah.
Taking an axe to their rum barrels. Wait.
Could have thrown down the DDR pad and then just challenged them.
Had a dance-off?
Yeah, a dance-off.
A la Grandma's Boy?
Next topic.
So, okay, as you know, the big fight between HD DVD and Blu-ray, and of course Microsoft is the backer behind HD DVD, or one of the backers, and, well, the porn industry has weighed in on what side it's going to choose. And the porn industry always holds their convention in Las Vegas in conjunction with CES, but it's a different convention. It seems to be the consensus is they're coming out on the side of HD DVD. And they said, although the HD DVD quality might not be as good as Blu-ray, they said it's cheaper to produce.
It's still porn, so it doesn't matter.
Well, yeah, but they said it's a cheaper platform. And I guess Sony has this licensing where they'll revoke your license to produce content on Blu-ray if you're producing adult material.
Yeah. According to one of the studios, they had said that when they approached some Blu-ray makers to make their discs, they had said that Sony does not allow porn content on Blu-ray. And if you produce it, they might revoke your license.
And I'm just saying this is history repeating itself because that's exactly what happened in the beta VHS wars.
Talking to a couple of Blu-ray DVD people, and they had said that the porn industry had decided the beta VHS war because the adult industry had backed VHS. And I heard the same thing, that the adult industry is now backing HD DVD.
You win!
Yeah, just think about that for a second. How icky is that? I mean, are those details that people want to see? And
I know, if we only the one show where we really needed Keith to get his expertise opinion.
And why do you need HD DVDs when you can just download the crap for free? I don't.
With the amount of extra shaving that people will have to do, double the payrolls of all of these films, it's just not realistic to do.
There was a post on Joystick today that mentioned the battle, and that the porn industry is going to be backing HD DVD, and the poor kid, it must be a kid who was born in like 1989 or something like that, because he said and who really thinks that the porn industry will decide which format will win? And then you go to the comments section, and then there's 12,000 comments. This is exactly how the VHS Betamax war was decided, and why are you stupid?
And a lot of people don't realize that porn really pushes a lot of the technology out there. There's one of the ones that's
pushes something.
well, one of the reasons you have all these, video and downloads and stuff online
butt
is
cheeks.
Yes.
When you get that level of detail, the only thing that could make it more realistic is to have somebody throw hot yogurt on you at certain points.
Hot yogurt? Why does it have to be hot?
Next topic.
All right, let's get Chris's reaction to Sony's quote of the week. This one comes courtesy of Sony president Kaz Hirai. How do you pronounce his name?
Doesn't
Kaz
matter.
Hirai?
Just
Hirai.
butcher it.
Yeah, whatever.
Butcher it however you want, dude.
All right, on the PS3's power, he says, no other next-generation entertainment system pushes the envelope on advanced technology like the PlayStation 3. Chris, your reaction?
Okay. I mean, the sun is really hot, too, but I don't want one of those in my living room. I mean, you can't. It's not about power. Very nice, good, power, wonderful. It's about games, and it's about the community support, and it's about online play and sound and title. I mean, there's so many things that go into it. I almost feel bad because they're just. It seems like everything that Microsoft does, Sony just kind of freaks out and does a formal press release about, and it's realize it's that big of a deal. I mean, cool, it's good, yes. The PlayStation 3 very well may be more powerful than the Xbox. I will eventually get a PS3 as soon as I see some stuff worthy of buying because I'm a gamer first. Resistance Fallen Man is the only thing that really has even kind of got me to stop in the aisle as I walk past the PlayStation 3s, and even that, it looks a little flat, doesn't look to be a lot of dimensions, and I mean, Gears of War compared to Resistance, they're not even in the same ballpark to me.
Next topic.
All right, Chris. So you leave Las Vegas and you head right to San Francisco to a Lost Planet.
Lost Planet launch event. I played a little bit of single player. Really, really, really fun. I even played it quite a bit more than I did. I agree with everything he said. The graphics are awesome. The snow effects are awesome.
It sounds like that there's really a big push here to make this potentially a franchise.
I give Capcom a lot of credit because they're doing things like Dead Rising and they're doing things like Lost Planet, which people kind of whine and complain there's not enough innovation in gaming. These are two new IPs, and it's a Japanese development team, and the team was playing an awful lot of things like Halo 2 because in the Japanese culture, they're not as into first-person, third-person shooters as we are over here in the States, but they wanted to make a game that was accessible by both American culture and Japanese culture. Lost Planet is kind of the culmination for that.
Did they have a big to-do over at Capcom's headquarters?
They put on this event, dude, and amazing. And I just kept saying, wow, you guys really seriously, honestly did a really, really good job. They had some dude building the vital suits out of Legos. They had like 90 to 100 Xbox 360s set up. They had the big stage up top where they had a tournament, and the top two in each 16-player match went on to the next round, and the winners of those could play the Japanese development team. And the Japanese development team actually lost to the community winners, and everybody was kind of like, oh my god, holy crap.
And they all committed ritual suicide at that point.
So it was good. We had a really good time.
Next topic.
Hey, this is Tim from Dayton in the glorious state of Ohio. I was playing NES yesterday and popped in Contra, and I kind of took me back. I remembered in high school, my friend and I learned to play that game and beat it without dying, and that definitely took a lot of time. I was just wondering what kind of consoles you guys were playing, 15, 20 years ago, and if you guys have any achievement stories you want to share. Anyway, peace out.
So do we all have our favorite consoles and things from 15, 20 years ago?
What was that, 15 years ago? That would be 91?
91 or 87.
You could be playing the Super NES, you could be playing a Sega Genesis.
We used to have a hat that we had written Street Fighter Champion, a red baseball cap, and we would play Street Fighter on the SNES and pass the hat around.
My brothers and I had the same thing. We would have House Champion in like various games, but always ended up the same way. So no matter what we were playing, if one person was winning, you just nailed that person and just be like, no, I'm House Champion. And that's how like all the games resolve themselves.
I used to, back in the days before saving, I remember Pro Wrestling and Wizards and Warriors.
Well, you have the codes.
No, you didn't even have that. Like Wizards and Warriors, you didn't even have that. I used to leave the game on overnight and hope that nobody, the power didn't trip.
Yeah. My brothers and I, we do something similar with Dragon Warrior, where you would go into a merchant and we'd buy red potions. Or was it Dragon Warrior the first Final Fantasy? Well, we would tape the A button down and just like walk away for an hour, so that when we came back, we would have like hundreds of potions that we bought.
You could only buy them one at a time. Yeah, we used to put the NES Max, and we would turn the turbo on, and we would rest a chair on the red button and just leave. Shoe. The NES Max, do you remember it had the ball on the joystick? You could screw it off?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How many times I lost that top nub because you're like 10. You just unscrew it and you roll it around the carpet, and now it's gone.
Now it's through the furnace grate.
Right. Yeah, and you're trying to play, literally Dragon Warrior with that threaded little metal nub on the top, and it's just cutting your fingers
off. You know what was
up.
great about those NES games, though? And I don't know, I'm sure kids probably do this today also, but it was like when you would like beat Metroid, it was such a big deal, and you'd go to school, and you'd just be like, yeah, I beat Metroid, and then you talk about it.
And people would care.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. There were so many good games. Just classic staples. The Metroids, the Marios,
I remember literally taking the game out and throwing it across the room, Castlevania, when I got to there was two parts. The one was the Medusa heads, but I think I got past that. It was the little flying flea men guys that would hop around, bounce off your head, and kill you.
I totally forgot about Ghouls and Ghosts and Golden Axe. God, I love this game.
Well, Golden Axe, that was one of the great Genesis titles.
And actually, Genesis had one of the first RTSs with Herzog Zwei and Dune.
Yeah, I remember playing Dune. Well, I remember getting the Genesis and like playing Altered Beast, and you were like, oh my god, this is just like the arcade.
Dude, I remember telling my cousin about that. He came over for Christmas. I got my Genesis for Christmas. He's like, come here and look at this. You turned into a werewolf.
No, I think it's funny is like when you're in junior high, you get a console, and when you're 30 years old, you continue to get consoles for Christmas.
One of the funniest things I ever heard is when I got into college, I was talking to some kids who were like 14 or something, and I was like, yeah, I just got this game so-and-so, whatever, too. He's like, dude, seriously, when I'm your age, there's no way I'm still going to be gaming. And I laughed at him.
I still get that online in like Counter-Strike servers and like.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, if you say you're over 30, and some like kid would be like, "Oh my god, what's wrong with you? You're 30, you're still playing games."
I'm never going to be playing games when I'm that old, dude.
And I'm just like, dude.
You think you're going to outgrow it?
Yeah.
Think they stop being fun when you finally have enough money to Okay, I don't have enough money to afford them, but you think you're going to stop being fun?
But you know what? That era was better, though, because no internet. So, like, all of the secrets, it was like you had to do it all by word of mouth, or like someone...
Or you had
Nintendo Power Magazine.
It was like passing around the mixtape. It's like you didn't hear stuff otherwise.
It's like giving
or
people
you had
codes.
to pay $10 a minute to call the hotline.
Yeah.
Your father would beat you with the buckle end of a belt when he found out that you did.
No, my father just took my console away because he wanted to play Dragon Warrior and Final Fantasy.
At my school, like one person had a subscription to Nintendo Power, and then he would bring it in, and we would just all pass that one magazine around.
And you take turns in the bathroom, and wait, that's different magazine. Sorry, I'm still on the porn thing from earlier.
But back then you could have like cheats and codes, and it was a much bigger deal because you just couldn't get it instantly.
Well, yeah, they weren't so prevalent. Now you can just go to GameFAQs and get every one that exists.
I was going to say, the day the game comes out, you have every single cheat code.
The internet ruined gaming. Thanks a lot, internet.
Hey, this is Reziak from the forums, and I'd just like to say good job with the show, and I have a couple of questions. One, do you still think that there is some life left in the Xbox original one? Two, I currently have a very, very bad graphics card, 32 megabyte integrated Intel thing. And I might want to get another one. What does this Counter-Strike source require? Any special stuff or anything? And one more thing. What are your guys' favorite football teams? Not college, but NFL. And who do you expect to go to the Super Bowl? Thanks for answering these questions.
Yeah, the answers are no, any DirectX 9 card starting with the GeForce FX line, and Cleveland Browns. Next question.
Who's going to the Super Bowl? I think was also one of his questions.
That's Cleveland Browns is still my answer. I might not be right, but that's my answer.
Well, they'll eventually go. I mean, at some point between now and the end of time, they'll probably go.
I'm rooting for San Diego from the AFC and the Saints from the NFC to go to the Super Bowl.
Seahawks.
Well, guys, that was episode 20. Hey, crew, do we want to give out any ham sandwiches?
I would like to give a ham sandwich tainted with,
Tainted?
Yeah, tainted with, expired mustard to all gaming salespeople. I've decided that I was going to actively pursue buying a Wii. Every year, some of my friends and I go up to New York, and I usually bring a console with me, and I thought this would be a good year, obviously, since it's out, to bring a Wii. It's a lot of fun for group settings. So I've been looking around. 3 times now, I've gone into a store, looked around, haven't been bothering anybody. When I ask if they have any Wiis, their eyes turn red and their fire from Hades shows in their face. And they look at me like, are you really asking me that? Because if you are, I'm going to have to tear your face off. And it's just rude. I went into a GameStop yesterday, and I'm shopping around. And actually, I am so committed to buying a Wii that I bought a game before I even own the console.
Wow.
So I'm paying for the game, and as I'm paying for it, I look up and I see they have like 5,000 boxes that say Nintendo Wii, so it looks like they have them for sale. And I said, so do you have any Wiis in stock? You know, thinking, well, I'm buying a game. Hopefully she thinks I already own one, and I'm not asking to try and buy one. It's just kind of small talk. And instantly she went, no, we don't. I'm sorry. It's a simple question. It's your job.
No, never ask somebody to do their job, because you know they're there and they're pissed about being there, so they don't want to do their job.
And, you know, and I feel for them. I really do. I realize they probably are answering that question thousands of times a day.
Yeah, I think Micro Center has signs out about when they have stock on things and like that. For the
Yeah,
Wii.
they do,
Christ.
actually, because that's one of the places I hit up, and I went into their games section, and right there by the register, sorry, we have no Wiis or Nintendo DSs in stock. And I'm like, you know what? Fine. I can leave now because I don't have to try and find anybody and ask and get yelled at. I still can't believe how difficult it is to find these things. You walk into a store and they have their...
Well, unlike the PS3s, they're good.
Yeah, they're...
I had to stop at Sears to pay a bill, and I walked over to the electronics department to see if they had any Wiis around, and
They're giving them away if you buy a full Craftsman set.
they had in their lockup cages PS3s, but no Wiis.
Left them unlocked, hoping somebody would steal them. They could claim the insurance money.
Claim the insurance money.
The other thing that was amazing me is at Toys R Us, they have behind the counter, they have a glass case, and you can see stacks of Xbox 360s and yes, stacks of PS3s and stacks of games and everything. And I'm looking back there, and I didn't see any stacks of Wiis. And so it surprised me when this manager came from the back room with the Wii.
They keep us under the old NESs, boy.
It's like these are in such demand, we can't even keep them locked in a case because somebody could break into the case to steal it. So we keep them in the back room.
We hide them behind this wall of PS3s.
Yeah.
They're in the PS3 boxes.
Yeah, they mortared the PS3 boxes together into a barrier against for the Nintendo Wiis.
So anyway, a big FU to all retail chain people who are being very rude about answering, do you have a Wii?
All right, everybody. I'll see you all next week.
Bye.
Bye. Did you ever have to do the science experiment in elementary school where you put the Wonder Bread in a plastic bag and put some water in there and put it on the counter for like 3 or 4?
Turns into glue?
It turns into this moldy as sin crap that...
You mean life can actually form on Wonder Bread? I'm surprised.
You wouldn't want to call it life if you
Sin, now I'm having flashbacks to my Catholic education. Thank you. It's like, did you ever remember in school with the Wonder Bread? Yes, and the priest was there and the sin. I know. Don't remind me.
That's what I'm here for, just to make those good memories come on back.